Hi and welcome to Reseller News Brief. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is July 10th, 2018. Thank you for tuning in. I picked a news flash up, well I call it a news flash, from CNBC, and it's about eBay being downgraded by SunTrust due to the online sales tax. In a minute I'm going to jump into the website and I'm going to take us there and I'm going to talk a little about it, and you guys decide for yourself what you make of it. From what I read very briefly, it doesn't sound too promising for sellers if this goes into a full effect. I'm concerned because as a single, a solo seller here, eBay seller, I wouldn't know unless there's some kind of software out there that can modify and make everything work. I don't know how this is going to work if we have to collect sales tax in all 45 states, as from what they were talking about, and all the tax jurisdictions. But again, folks, I'm going to take you to that site, and like I said, it's on the CNBC website. It was posted, I think, so many hours, I think 6 hours ago or 7 hours ago. I'm sorry I couldn't get it to you sooner. I've been busy today. But here's what we got going. I'm going to bump out of this screen here. And here, as you can see, the website is cnbc.com. This came out, from what I understand, let's see, it was posted 8 hours ago, updated 7 hours ago. Okay, published 8 hours ago, updated 7 hours ago. As you can read over here, the title, it says, eBay gets downgraded by SunTrust on worries over the Supreme Court online tax decision. SunTrust Robinson Humphrey lowers its rating on hold from a buy for eBay shares, predicting the additional tax compliance requirements will drive sellers away from the platform. The firm's analyst said new tax laws will force eBay to report sales transactions to the IRS. All right, here we have Devin Wenig of eBay. Let's continue here. Supreme Court's ruling that gives states more power to collect sales tax for online transaction will hurt eBay's business, according to SunTrust Robinson Humphrey. The firm lowered its rating to hold from a buy for eBay shares, predicting the additional tax compliance requirements will drive sellers away from the online auction platform. Last month, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the states that have the right to collect tax on e-commerce sales, whether or not the retailer has a physical presence in the state. We're downgrading eBay to reflect the anticipated headwinds from the ongoing changes to tax laws in the following SCOTUS decision to reverse the 1992 e-commerce precedent and prospects for the similar headwinds overseas. Analyst Youssef Saqali said in a note to clients Tuesday, while this is not a call on second quarter 2018 results, we believe these changes increase the likelihood of a slowdown in GMV growth for fiscal 19 and beyond, reversing recent improvements in this metric and the street expectations for more. eBay shares now are down 1.7% Tuesday after the report. Squally says Squally reduced his price target to 40 from 48 for eBay shares, the new target of 5.5% higher than Monday's closing price. The analyst said new tax laws will force eBay to report sales transactions to the IRS. He believes the majority of sellers on the platform do not collect taxes. Logistically, we believe this is a daunting task for eBay, as sellers would need to provide eBay with Social Security, federal tax ID number, and report their profits to the IRS, he said. This paperwork requirement will likely add substantial friction into the system, potentially driving many sellers away from the eBay platform. It says the company did not immediately respond to the request for a comment. Let me just take these off, folks. My glasses here. Well, here you have it. You know, if this is what the outcome is going to be with eBay, honestly, I don't know where I stand in this right now because, listen, I believe in, it's fair to pay taxes. People should be paying taxes right along. A lot of people may say, "What's the squawk? What's the worry?" It's not a question of worry. It's a question of all the complications with the paperwork involved with it. Okay, as I stated before, the way I would have done this here, my personal thing, but I'm just a little nobody, but it's just throwing my, I'm just another voice, and just another voice in the wind, so to speak, out there, trying to make a statement here. Me personally, I look at it this way. Everybody who sells in that state, your state, I sell in New York, it's simple enough. I collect all the sales tax from the New York residents that purchase from me from New York. I will then, in turn, submit the tax revenue I collected from the residents that are in New York that bought from me to the Department of Taxation and Finance. You have a physical presence in California. The same thing applies there. All the California residents pay the sales tax for California, and it's your responsibility to pay the taxes to that, your jurisdiction, your tax department in that state. However, it's going to be complicated for eBay as well, because now there's 25 million active sellers on eBay. They're going to be inundated, and daunting work is going to be, you talk about work for the sellers, let alone for eBay, that they have to conjure up all these tax information for each of these sellers, and then submit it to the IRS. Okay. To me, folks, I don't know how it's going to work. I didn't hear anything recently outside of reading this here on CNBC. It's going to be a nightmare, and I said in my other videos as well, it will be a nightmare. I do believe that if it gets too complicated, eBay sellers will be dropping off like flies, because they will become from a small hobby to a part-time business venture to a full-time business venture. It's going to become a nightmare. And I'm not saying this to scare people. I don't know. People may say, well, you shouldn't be saying things like that because you're painting a bleak picture, and you're conjuring up this demise for eBay. So I'm just reading what I said, what was said in that clipping, that website there for CNBC. Okay, you don't have to take my word for it. Okay, but I do believe that if it does get if it gets complicated like that, where taxes become a burden to some people, it may drive people away from it, and that's going to apply to all the other selling platforms. So where people have the impression, well, I'll just go to Amazon, I will go to Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy. It's going to be a straight guidelines right through to all the online sellers. Okay, whatever selling platform you go on, it's going to be the same thing. Okay, you can't say, well, I'll go to Poshmark or I'll go to Etsy, because they're all going to be doing the same thing. Okay, it's going to be right across the board there. So everybody's going to have to do it. All the selling platforms are going to they're going to have to do the same thing. They're going to comply with the tax laws, right? So if you sell on Etsy, now here's the thing: if you sell on multiple platforms, Amazon, Etsy, Poshmark, or whatever, right? All those different ones, eBay. Let's say you're selling on 5 different platforms. It's going to be like double the work, because now if you're selling on Etsy and you're collecting sales tax from different people in that state, you got to collect from Etsy, and then eBay, right, from their state. I mean, I don't know how it's just all going to be done. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know. I could be making a mountain out of a molehill, but all I'm trying to say, folks, is I don't know what the outcome is going to be with this here. I am concerned, and people who do this here, if you're doing it as a hobby and you're making a few bucks here and there, it probably won't make too much of a difference. So you could just say, well, you know what? It was a fun ride. I'll close my account. I'll be done with it. For people who do it as a part-time venture, part-time business, whatever, try to supplement their income, it's going to probably be a nightmare for them as well. I mean, even though you're doing it as a hobby, you should still be paying your due taxes. What you're making off eBay, because it goes onto other income, right? Think about it. It's other income, even if it's a hobby. Matter of fact, I think on the IRS form, they have it on there, other income, and you put hobby down there, right? So you still have to pay taxes on it, even though it's a hobby. But what I'm trying to say is, the people who do it as a hobby, they're not doing it for full-time living. So for them, a person that's doing it as a hobby, they can just say, okay, I'll close the account, and that's it. I'll be done with it. I don't have to worry about this anymore. Okay? Is it going to affect all the other selling platforms? Why not? Why shouldn't it? Why shouldn't it affect the other ones? They're all got to comply to it, right? If I'm wrong, please leave a comment, drop it down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you feel I'm wrong, and you want to comment on that, fine. You want to say, hey, Rich, I think you're way out of sync here. You're talking stuff. I'm just repeating what was read, what was CNBC reported. That's not me, folks. And for those who are new to the Reseller News, as I stated before, when I give information out there, I always tell what website I'm getting the information from. And the reason why I do that, folks, is because if I didn't say this now, I came on here with the Reseller News brief, and I'm over here telling you stuff, you might say, where is this guy getting this information from? Is he just making it, conjuring up his head? Is he making it up as he goes along? No, I'm not. That's why I always put the website over there as to where I got it. Okay? Now, if I'm misinterpreting it, then I'm wrong. But I think I understand pretty much what that stated, what that was, stated in that comment with not comment, that little brief there, what CNBC said. Okay? Now, I know it's only SunTrust. But the point I'm getting across is, if that's what's going to take place, I don't know what the future holds for eBay. I don't know what the future holds for any of these platforms, to be honest with you. It's all a wait and see game. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. Sometimes, sometimes we have to face the inevitable. If it gets to a point like that, I think there may be people in due time. If it gets too complicated with this here, they may bump off of eBay altogether. They may just, say, hey, I'm done. Who knows? I don't know. I'm a small-time seller. All right? I'm a small-time seller. In the midst of 25 million plus active sellers on eBay. Was it 25, 26 million plus? Last statistics was taken, I think, was in 2016. I did that in my other videos. So it's not only is going to be a daunting task for eBay if they have to, make all. I know it's all done with the system program, with the programming and stuff like that. It's probably it'll probably be all incorporated in their algorithm, where it'll calculate all the sales that each seller makes on their sales, and just shoot it off to the IRS. Okay. I know PayPal, which is nice about PayPal. What I like about PayPal is for your annual sales, you can go into PayPal and print out the annual statement for what you made for that year. Pretty cut and dry. I loved it, and now if they start phasing that out, that's going to be a nightmare. I don't know this new billing company that they're going to bring, Unidin, whatever it is. I forget the name of it offhand. That new payment processing for eBay to make eBay purchases. I don't know how that's going to work. I really don't. There's a lot of little stories with that too. I don't know what the outcome is going to be with that. Right now, I know with PayPal, what I do like about PayPal is when people make a purchase off me, I go into my PayPal account, I transfer the money from the PayPal account into my business account, and I pull the funds from there. Okay, so I don't know how it's going to work with this new thing going on. Like I said, folks, there have been so many things going on with eBay. I don't know which way to twist the turn with it. And when I do the Reseller News and I start putting this information out there, I don't know what other sellers or the buyers, because buyers are sellers as well. I don't know what people, what they think, what goes on here. Okay, what the next step is going to be. If anybody has any, comments you want to share with me on this topic here, let me know. Okay, I gave you the website. You can see it for yourself. Okay, let me know. Read it yourself. I read it there pretty much verbatim. I usually don't read, but then again, it wasn't that much. But you can check it out for yourself, and you can see what your thoughts are. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this here. Do you, as a seller, do you see much of a future with eBay? Do you think it's going to be more complex to run a business on eBay? What do you think? What's your thoughts on it? What's your take on that? What takeaway are you getting from this Reseller News brief? What's your takeaway from it? Am I right? Am I wrong? I'm just sharing this information with you. To me, I think it's very important because it does affect all the sellers out there. Remember one thing: this, along with other platforms, when people would buy stuff from you, we didn't collect the tax in those states. Now, I'm not saying you have to pay your fair share. I do believe in that. Okay, And like I said again, and I just will repeat it one more time, I think my personal take on it is that if you do business in your state, like I said, I'm in New York. Whenever New York residents buy from me, I collect the sales tax from the New York residents. And during tax time, when tax season comes up, I pay the taxes to the Department of Taxation and Finance. That's who it goes to. That's the way it should be. Okay. Also with the IRS, when you're making money off it, you're making a profit off it, you list it as income, other income, hobby income, however, side business, you know the rule, you know the game, and you let people, you let the IRS know, hey, this is like I made so much money from a hobby, or I made so much money selling as a full-time business. You know the rules and regulations. So I don't know what the outcome is going to be, folks, but I don't want to ponder on this here. We know this has been going on. It's been brought up numerous times. There's been a lot of it going around on the websites, the blog posts, Facebook. Other sellers, I believe, on YouTube are talking about it as well. That's basically it, guys. I don't have much more to say on it. Let me know again what you think, what your thoughts on it. Please share your comments. Do you think it's going to be a nightmare? Do you see much of a future in eBay selling? I don't know. I can't even say for myself, folks. I don't know what's going to actually transpire from this year. I don't know. It's all yet to see. It's yet to be seen. I am concerned about it, not so much to pay your dual taxes, but it's just I don't know how it's going to work out. That's the thing that gets me going. I don't know. Is eBay going to have a software embedded within their selling platform? So I don't know how it would be done. I'm sure it can be done where. I don't know how you're going to do it with so many millions of active sellers, how you're going to embed that in your software, but I'm sure it could be done. Listen, they could put a man on the moon and go, putting things on Mars or whatever, shooting for Mars. I don't see why they can't, create a software that'll simplify this task. Maybe I'm making something out of nothing. Okay, I'm not here to discourage anybody or be the bearer of bad news. I'm just sharing it because I too am a seller. Okay, and I sell right now on eBay exclusively. Okay, so I don't want people to think, oh, this guy just comes out here, he's running his mouth, and he's popping stuff off, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just sharing my own personal, situation with you guys. This is my own personal thoughts and opinions. I don't know, but anyway, thanks again for stopping by and checking out the Reseller News Brief. My name is Rjpasini. Today's July 10th. 2018. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.